Bum, bum, ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, boom, boom, boom. Who's the black private dick that's a sex machine to all the chicks? I think you know who I'm talking about. Let's talk about the original Shaft from 1971. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1971 action crime flick Shaft, released by MGM, directed by Gordon Parks, written by Ernest Tideman and John D.F. Black. It's of course an adaptation of Tideman's novel of the same name and the first entry in the film series of the black private eye known as John Shaft, who is hired by a Harlem mobster to rescue his daughter from the Italian mobsters who kidnapped her. The film stars Richard Roundtree in the title role, alongside Moses Gunn, Charles Cioffi, if I mispronounce that, I apologize, Christopher St. John, and Lawrence Pressman. Now, this film has themes of black power movement, race, masculinity, and sexuality. It was filmed in Harlem, Greenwich Village, and Times Square within the Manhattan borough of New York City. This movie was pretty popular, especially with its soundtrack recorded by Isaac Hayes, who, of course, did the theme song. Yes, which won a Grammy Award for Best Original Score written for a motion picture. And a second Grammy that he shared with Johnny Allen for Best Instrumental Arrangement. The theme song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song and has appeared on multiple top 100 lists, including the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Songs. It's a prime example of the blaxploitation genre. It was selected in 2000 for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Well, this film did pretty well, so let's get into the story. In January of 1971, private detective John Shaft is informed that some gangsters are looking for him. He spots one of the men waiting for him in his office building and ambushes him. At gunpoint, he brings him to his office, where the second gangster is already waiting. During a short fight, Shaft dodges one of them, who falls out of a window. The other one reveals that Bumpy Jonas, the leader of a Harlem-based organized crime family, wants Shaft brought uptown to Harlem for a meeting. At the police station, Lieutenant Vic Androzzi and a detective question Shaft about the gangster's death, which he himself, Shaft, calls an accident. Androzzi allows Shaft to return to the streets for 48 hours to gather more information. And Shaft meets with Bumpy, who tearfully reveals that his daughter has been kidnapped. He asks Shaft to ensure her safe return, and Shaft agrees to help. Bumpy advises that Shaft should seek out Ben Bruford, a black militant leader. So Shaft tracks down Bruford, everyone, and a shootout ensues when an unknown assailant. Afterwards, Shaft is told by Androzzi that Shaft, not Ben, was the target, and that tensions brewing between the uptown hoods belonging to Bumpy Jonas and the downtown mafiosi have culminated in other murders. Androzzi laments that the issue is seen as black against white to the general public and worries about the escalation into a full-blown race war. He also shows Shaft some pictures of mafia men who just arrived in New York. Shaft and Ben meet with Bumpy and accuse him of setting up the shootout. After agreeing to pay $10,000 for each of Ben's men who died, Ben and Shaft joined forces to find Bumpy's daughter. Now I'm going to get to the final act and ending. You know procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. If you've seen this movie, please continue on after the 5 seconds are over with. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Later, Shaft surmises that mobsters are watching his apartment from a local bar. Shaft pretends to be a bartender and calls on Drowsy to have the mobsters arrested. Shaft then confronts the arrested mobsters about Bumpy's daughter, and he sets up a meeting. When he gets home, Vic arrives and tells Shaft that the room at the station house was bugged and the superior wants to bring Shaft in for questioning regarding the kidnapping instead of taking him in. Andrazi leaves, and Shaft is escorted by a mafia member to the apartment where Marcy Jonas is being held, and Ben and 2 of his men tail them. Once there, a shootout ensues. 2 mafia men are killed, and Shaft takes a bullet in the shoulder. After receiving medical attention, he tells Ben to round up his men and meet him at the hotel where Marcy has been taken. He calls Bumpy to tell him his daughter is fine, but that he needs taxi cabs at the hotel for the getaway. At the hotel, Shaft, Ben, and Ben's men dress as hotel workers and slowly infiltrate the hotel. Shaft gets to the roof of the hotel and swings into the room where Marcy is kept. He kills the gangster guarding her and brings her outside. Meanwhile, Ben and his men kill the gangsters in the surrounding rooms and exit. After the taxi cabs take Marcy, Ben, and Ben's men away, Shaft calls Andrazi from a phone booth telling him that his case has just busted open. Andrazi asks him to close it, and Shaft replies in reference to an earlier scene, "You're gonna have to close it yourself, Shay." Then he hangs up the phone and walks away laughing. Yeah, right on. End of story. So, what did I think of Shaft from 1971? I gotta say, it's awesome. I love it. I've seen it a few times. I watched it last year on Tubi. The film was released in 1971 in June because, well, I forgot to do this last year. I was going to do that last year. But anyway, this film really got a pretty good reception from everyone. Well, in ways. It was mostly mixed, but soon it got to become a big one and what have you. And what can I say? I really got to enjoy it for what it was. Anyway, yes, the film went on to receive numerous awards like the theme song winning the Academy Award for Best Original Song. It also won at the Golden Globes for Best Original Score. And Isaac Hayes won a Grammy for the Best Original Score written for a motion picture or television special. Really something. But I gotta say, this film was so awesome. It not only spawned several years of blaxploitation action films, it earned enough money to save MGM from bankruptcy. It was one of only 3 profitable films that year for the studio, grossing what Time magazine called an astonishing $13 million on a budget of $500,000. Anyway, overall it made $12 million here in the U.S. Now I liked the music from Isaac Hayes and Johnny Allen. They were really good, especially the theme. Believe me, I just love how it goes and what have you. It's so awesome. But anyway, I like the performances we got from Richard Roundtree as the title character of John Shaft. Moses Gunn does a real good job as Bumpy Jonas. Charles Cioffi as Lieutenant Drowsy. Let's see. Yeah. And we had lots of others. Lawrence Pressman playing Tom Hannon. and Christopher St. John's Ben Buford. Yeah, they were all real good. So anyway, the theme from Shaft was also a pretty big success as well. The film did pretty well, still did well despite the mixed reviews originally, and went on to have two sequels, both of which I will talk about in the next few days. Though neither of them captured the soul of the original, according to Howard Hughes. There was an additional sequel and part remake that came out in 2000, starring Samuel L. Jackson in the title role, and Roundtree appearing as his uncle. The earlier sequels were followed by a short-lived 73 to 74 television series titled Shaft on CBS. Of course, Richard Roundtree returned to play this, appearing in all four films and the television series. More recently, there was a 2019 film as well, but I have yet to see that. But I've heard that wasn't good though. Well, anyway, still, I enjoyed the action, the suspense, and what have you. And let me tell you, Richard Roundtree again was absolutely great in this. I loved his performance as Shaft. So with a pretty good story, a pretty good cast, great score, great theme song, and all that jazz and action, and well, what have you. In the end, would I recommend the original Shaft from 1971? The answer is hell yeah. This is one flick you're gonna have to see. Believe me, you've got to check it out. You won't be disappointed by it. If you've seen the half remake, half reboot from 2000, well, or that more recent 1999 film that actually did have Samuel L. Jackson and Richard Roundtree back, plus Jesse T. Usher playing the new Shaft. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all I'm going to tell you. But still, the original Shaft will always be the one true classic in my book. Especially leaning away to a lot of blaxploitation flicks. We'd get over the years. Some I've actually seen, like more recently I saw Foxy Brown with Pam Grier. I've also seen Here's Coffee. I'll review those sometime, maybe down the road or what have you. We'll see. But anyway, for now, check out the original Shaft if you haven't. I think you'll really like it. If you have seen the original Shaft, please tell me what you think about it in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the first of the two sequels in Shaft's Big Score. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my schedule for what's to come on my channel for the month of February 2022. In the upper right-hand corner is my review for another one of those blaxploitation flicks that would soon follow, and that being Blackula from 1972. Or if you want another good kicking action packed flick, but may not be a blaxploitation flick, you know. See my review of the original Die Hard from 1988 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.